Okay, I am at the beach and I just ran into. What is your name?
Alright.
Or what do you want? What do they call you?
I'm breaking down. Let me get this. My name is Anthony Zinneman, but I go by Mixed Breed Zinneman. So Mixed Breed, you can call me. And hey, how y'all doing?
And well, this is kind of awkward because like this man asked me what I'm doing because I done came to the bathroom twice, and I straight up told him I was out here about to do a human trafficking video.
Yeah.
So we are having a conversation.
Something I think that should have been addressed. It's sad that regular people got to address something that the government doing. But guess what? Go vote. Sarcastic. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go vote on a fake vote.
Yeah. Go vote
on a fake election.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, and what was you saying? Oh, by the way, everybody keeps asking me about my court date. It is September 22nd, Biloxi, Mississippi, Porter Avenue, right at the police department is where the courthouse is. That is the day they're trying to put me in jail for 2 years. I don't know if I can get a continuance, like out of this town or anything like that, or out of the state. But tomorrow I am trying to go to Jackson, and since the Capitol Police can do arrest, I met 2 Capitol Police ladies that were really, really, really nice to me after I called them the Three Stooges.
Can I ask something? When you say capital, what you mean, like the capital of Jackson?
Okay, 2 days ago, or 3 days ago now, Tate Reeves, our governor, he is involved also in the case of the kidnapping of my mama. He went on national TV and explained that Capitol Police can start doing arrests.
What is Capitol Police?
That's the people that protect whoever your mayor is in the Capitol building, okay? And they also have 200 state police that are going to be more patrolling. Well, when I was up there, of course, Tate Reeves sent the Capitol Police at me. Yeah. They couldn't arrest me, but they was being kind of rude to me at first.
Yeah, they tried to break the spirit.
And I straight up called them the Three Stooges, but we left and peaceful. Yeah. And they did go research what I gave them. Yeah. And now that they're able to do arrests, because I've seen them since. I went up there and protested since at the governor's mansion. And the ladies came out and asked me just don't speak on my loudspeaker, and they were really, really nice. But now they can arrest. So now that they can arrest,
can I add something? Can I add something? Mm-hmm. What they did is basically saying that she ain't playing paperwork. I know y'all can't read everything, but what they basically saying is that, oh, she for real. So they said, let's go into our lab and see how can we destroy her. But go ahead, though. That's what they basically did. Let's make some new rules and new laws.
That was almost a year ago. Yeah. So these people knew that are the Capitol Police about my mother's case. Well, I'm gonna tell you his detail. We talked on the street about money going up, pay, everything. We talk. Yeah. Because that's who we sent out there to talk. I'm gonna tell you something. His detail don't even like him. So with that being said, I want to know now, since I have it on recording of this Capitol Police agreeing to go take a look at my case.
You making yourself a
target. Then she come. I recorded them again.
You filming though,
yeah. But I recorded them again. Ask me, well, you don't got your mama yet. Well, now that they are able to do arrest and they knew about a crime, if they don't,
it ain't now that they able to arrest. It's now that they choose to arrest.
Yeah. Do you choose to arrest? That's what. Yeah. Now, are you going to choose to arrest, or are you going to be choosing to be part of that treason?
And it's funny how they will.
So that's what I'm going to ask.
They will make a meeting law to arrest a motherfucker that's bringing something to attention to the problem, but they won't do all this shit for the motherfucking child trafficking shit.
No.
Ain't that crazy though?
Yeah.
That's how you know they phony. But go ahead though.
But that is my deal. I'm going up there, and that book that you haven't really that letter is in there.
Yeah, I want able to really.
Yeah, that's
she's talking about this.
Yeah, that's the book. And then when you open it up, I have a little pamphlet. Okay. This is the letter that went to the FBI. What is the date up here? December.
This basically.
December 13th of 2019, and still yet to this day, they have done absolutely nothing to bring my mama home.
And it's basically to where we got paperwork to where if you request this and you really like trying to stop the bullshit and injustice, holler at us. We get you copies. Yeah. If about that life, yeah.
I love y'all. Y'all are so awesome. You know, I prayed before I came up here and what I was going to talk about, and it's, you know, God is good all the time.
Yeah.
And this is what I was going to talk about. Like, all right, I'm going to let you. You want to go walk on the beach? Because I feel more comfortable here by the water. Oh, wait, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You can't. Never mind. What's it right here?
But you know what?
That's right. You can't.
You know what? For God, I'll sacrifice anything. Let's go.
You gotta look when we're done doing this video. You gotta go to the car.
Yeah.
Let's not go down the steps. We're gonna go to the car and I'm gonna play this song that'll play before I come up here.
Okay.
You're gonna be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I feel like it get better life.
I feel like I want to go out here by the water because what I'm about to talk about is child trafficking. I'm about to tell y'all about my child trafficking, not the sexual part, but after they took me away and put me in a state facility as a juvenile, and what I watched with the young girls there, how they were pregnant, they took their babies, how sex was going on in these facilities. The facility is still open today. I was put in jail as a juvenile because I was trying to leave a house full of Mexicans. This was in Covington, Virginia. The guy who was sleeping with me was named Ulysses Flores. He was in his 30s.
Okay.
And I want to say this stuff started about 11. Because by the time I was 12, I had tried to leave the house. And when I tried to leave the house, that man came home early from work. And he threw me off the porch to a police officer, Kevin Hall. He tried to say he don't remember that. You know, in Covington, Virginia, it is so small.
Traumatic memories.
It is so small that everybody knows if you wipe your own ass wrong. Like, they smell it. You know what I mean? So, like, in a place that small, that man cannot tell me as a police officer back then that he didn't know what was going on with me and that I was a child living in a house full of Mexicans. He can't say. My friend, God rest her soul, her name is Nita Bell Forbes, or was, because she got murdered by some of these Mexicans that were brought here.
Somehow you said was.
Yeah. So, it's like, you know, he's the sheriff now of Allegheny County. His name is Kevin Hall. I called him and I told him, I said, you know, I said, one day you're going to have to be answering to what you looked over. He told me I was threatening him. That's not a threat. That's just telling you to be prepared because I'm about to speak about my life. Well, I was going to.
You trying to get away from the you know what? I'm gonna take my shoes off.
I'm trying to get grounded with the earth and you know.
You just sold me right there.
Yeah, I need to get grounded because this is a serious conversation.
And let me get some of this right quick. They're right there. She said grounded with the earth. Come on now. I know about that real talk.
Hey, that's healing, baby.
Yeah. But go ahead with your
But, you know, he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He knew that underage kids were getting drunk.
Yeah.
And these men were taking advantage of them, and they did nothing. But he's a sheriff. But anyway, let's move forward. By the time I was 13, I was in juvenile prison.
I don't want to go in no more water. That shit cold.
Okay. But by the time I was 13, I was in juvenile prison. And before I went to prison, I stabbed that man because he tried to kill me. He threw me off a 6-foot porch to the ground to the police. The police arrested me and put my hands behind my back as a child and took me to my grandma. And then charged me later. So, like, I ran. I had a taste of, you know, I have this tattoo on my arm. It's Oriental for a reason. I met an Oriental man that actually helped me. He didn't really take advantage of me, but at the same time he did because he was of age, I was underage. But he wasn't. He was in his 20s.
How old was you?
In my teens. Well, I was about 12.
Gotcha.
So, you know, he took care of me all the way until I was down on Bourbon Street, like showing my boobs and doing all that crazy stuff because.
Misguiding?
I was doing all that crazy stuff, getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I wrecked his car. I hit a bus. The man that took me down there gave me $5,000 and told me to go about my way. So I turned myself in and went to juvenile prison.
Yeah.
And, while I was in juvenile prison, I didn't know what human trafficking really was at that point. I had went through therapy, to be able to be around other people, and I guess you could say deprogrammed to know that sex is wrong at that point.
And not only that, to know that not only sex is wrong, but you getting treated, you getting teach the wrong way to have sex.
Yeah.
That right there is never right. Go ahead though.
But while I was locked up, there were women in there that were pregnant. And these look like girls that had money that grew up in good homes.
Yeah.
And they would have babies, and they would take the people to the hospital, the girls, and they would take the baby. They wouldn't give the baby to the family. They wouldn't give the baby. The baby didn't go to the family.
I don't know.
The baby went to whoever the state took the baby from. That right there, I hate to tell you, is human trafficking.
And it shows that this ain't Disney World. It's sick behind closed doors.
I witnessed this as a child, and like I said before, I repeatedly regret not speaking out sooner.
Yeah.
But I know thousands and thousands of babies who were taken like this, not given to their family because their juveniles supposedly committed a crime. And I say supposedly because if they want your baby, they're going to lie on you.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing that. We already found that out across the United States and the world.
And just in case, and I'm just adding on as she's talking. When they wrote the Constitution, they said all men are created equal. Guess what? They got slaves in the back. Just saying the bullshit, but go ahead though.
Hey, and slaves come in all colors, by the way.
Matter of fact, the slaves might have wrote the Constitution. Go ahead though. Go ahead though. Yeah.
I like this because at least he made me laugh through talking about that because I'm not crying. I was in the car about to cry. Like, I didn't want to do this.
You gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes.
So it's like, I really didn't want to come and talk about this, but I watched this happen.
Yeah.
And, before they sent me to this juvenile prison after I turned myself in, they sent me to a place to get evaluated for a mental evaluation. I was supposed to stay there 10 days. I was there 3 days, and they moved my ass to the prison. They said, fuck no, she ain't crazy. They said at that time, I had lived a life of a 27-year-old. Like, y'all can find my medical records and go look back at this. I was a teenager. I just turned 13. So, like...
And that ain't even really like a teenager. That's a baby. A baby teenager.
So, like at that time, I had lived a life of a full-grown, woman. You're a woman at 27 by then, So, like, I've seen a lot in my life. And that is the number one thing that people need to start looking into. And, I'm... Like, in that facility, the cottage manager, she would let women out if they were doing sexual things with her.
Coach it. Yeah.
I didn't understand that now. Now I do that I'm older, but if you were doing the sex stuff, you got to get out your room. So I'm wondering, were they recording that when they had the mixers? Because only the ones that were involved in the sex with her could get out?
I would love to, comments or what but I'm gonna tell you my opinion is that in order to control somebody, you take their worst situations and you say, what will make you happy? If you starving, I'll give you a sandwich.
Yeah.
You just come and give me a hug.
Yeah.
And that's my manipulation.
Well, every time I told on one of the girls trying to look at me or something, I always stayed in lockdown.
Yeah.
I beat the walls. Like, if I barely touch my hands swell up and turn black and blue.
Because you were telling people that really wouldn't have your best interest.
Yes, I was telling them, hey, these people are looking at me, and they wanted them to look at me, and they didn't want me to talk, so I stayed locked down in my room a lot. And that was over a year, so, like, I watched a lot of things happen at this facility. It's called Bon Air. I don't know why I keep saying Chatham, but that keeps ringing. And it's in Richmond, Virginia. It's a juvenile prison.
I know Richmond, Virginia, but I don't.
And another thing too. Like, I'm almost 50, so like back then.
What?
I'm almost 50.
Okay.
So back then, when I was a kid, in this place.
I'm almost 52. I'm 76, baby.
I saw a bunch of young kids, like younger than I was, selling crack. They're all in Richmond. They all came from D.C. and Richmond. Yeah. Well, where are all the freaking politicians at? Honestly, now that I'm older and I'm putting the puzzles
Putting two
together.
and two together, yeah.
Now, all the politicians
Yeah,
stay in Richmond and D.C. So when I was in this juvenile prison, all these kids that were in there, they were in there for selling crack, prostitution, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And that was right there.
Yeah.
So that tells you where the real problem is, all the way back then.
And I just want to add in, like, this is her. When I say her shit, meaning that she's bringing it to the table, but I want to say this, I'm going to add on. Before she met me, she said she prayed to God. She said, before I get into all this, what you say, what you ask God?
What am I supposed to talk about? And what am I supposed to do?
I don't know how long. You said you did it today, right?
Yeah, I did it when I pulled up out there. I went to the bathroom the first time.
So I can't add up the time, probably like an hour or two or whatever. And guess what? We getting it. So God answers stuff. Go ahead, though.
So see how that works? So, another thing that while we're breaking down all this corruption, we need to break down these juvenile facilities. We need to break down if these children are in foster care being put in these juvenile facilities so they can have their baby snatched. Now that I'm old enough to understand what the hell happened, it's time to stop fucking playing.
Yeah.
They took my family.
Yeah.
They almost killed my mother. They drugged my mother with lithium, tied her to a bed. She survived after 10 days with no food or water. We're here for a purpose.
Yeah. And guess what?
And I'm going to get my purpose. And I'm not going to stop.
And like I said, I'm going to do my add-ons. Just like she out here and she ready to ride for this. You see my face? I'm right here with her. Let go.
People are coming together. We're tired of this shit.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So all the people that wanted to say I'm racist, remember, I have mixed grandchildren. And what color is his skin and what color is mine?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that doesn't matter because we all bleed red.
And now let them add in, a racist motherfucker didn't rape and human traffic. A sick motherfucker did. So,
And the motherfuckers out there talking about race, you are the racist one.
and they don't want us misleading and distracting and lying.
That's right.
We get to
Why
the
our
point.
kids are being murdered and kidnapped and our families are being destroyed. There is no family unit in the United States anymore. It is time to get that back. It is time to make these people stop.
And
Much
the
love.
question is, do y'all want that?